Welcome to LOLWOT TV, your daily dose of WTF. All across the world, little kids are still learning and singing nursery rhymes from hundreds of years ago. And it might be hard to believe that the history of some of these famous songs are dark, and some even covered in blood. Here are 10 sinister nursery rhymes with meanings you won't believe. At number 10, Jack and Jill ran up the hill. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. Jack fell down and broke his crown, and Jill came tumbling after. Up got Jack and home did trot, as fast as he could caper. He went to bed and bounced his head with vinegar and brown paper. The characters Jack and Jill are actually said to be King Louis XVI and his wife, Marie Antoinette. They were both sent to the guillotine in 1793, which is referenced in the nursery rhyme. Jack lost his crown, or was beheaded, and Jill's execution followed as she came tumbling after. At number 9, Georgie Porgy. Georgie Porgy pudding and pie kissed the girls and made them cry. When the boys came out to play, Georgie Porgy ran away. It's believed that the song is about bisexual first Duke of Buckingham, George Villiers, who had sexual relationships with both King James I and Anne of Austria, who was married and Queen of France at the time. Some claim Georgie Porgy pudding pie was quite obese, hence the kiss the girls and made them cry part. At number 8, Ring Around the Rosie. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posies. Ashes, ashes, we all fall down. This one dates back to when the bubonic plague hit England in 1665. Ring around the rosy refers to the typical plague symptoms, the circular ring shape of a red rosy rash on the skin. It was a common belief during that time that diseases were transmitted through bad smells, so people often held little pouches that contained herbs or flowers, posies, to their nose and avoided inhaling the bad air. Ashes, ashes refers to the remains of cremated victims, or possibly those who burned in the Great Fire of London in 1666. Of course, we all know why they all fall down. At number 7, Mary, Mary, quite contrary. Mary, Mary, quite contrary. How does your garden grow? With silver bells and cockle shells, and pretty maids all in a row. Mary Tudor, daughter of King Henry VIII, is the subject of this nursery rhyme. And they didn't call her Bloody Mary for no reason. A devoted Catholic, Mary was quite contrary with Protestants and would have them beheaded for being a threat to the Catholic Church. Her garden, graveyards, grew with dead bodies after the silver bells and cockle shells, torture devices, were used. A guillotine was once called the Maiden, hence the pretty maids all in a row. At number 6, Little Jack Horner. Little Jack Horner sat in the corner, eating his Christmas pie. He put in his thumb and pulled out a plum and said, "What a good boy am I." The little boy was a grown man named Thomas Horner, who was with King Henry VIII when a pie was delivered to him from the Abbot of Glastonbury. Inside the pie were 12 deeds, one for an estate called Mel's Manor, for 12 different homes. The abbot sent them in an attempt to bribe the king to not burn down his abbey. Supposedly, Thomas Horner ended up with the deed for Mel's Manor, and it is known that his family lived there for many years. At number 5, 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. 3 blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all ran after the farmer's wife, who cut off their tails with a carving knife. Did you ever see such a thing in your life as 3 blind mice? When you learn that the lady of the house we're talking about is Queen Mary, Bloody Mary, the subject of Mary, Mary, quite contrary, the 3 blind mice were nobles who were Protestant. Queen Mary was a staunch Catholic. And no, she did not cut off their tails. Instead, she had them burned at the stake. At number 4, Pop Goes the Weasel. A penny for a spool of thread, a penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. Every night when I go out, the monkey's on the table. Take a stick and knock it off. Pop goes the weasel. Pop Goes the Weasel is likely about selling off your stuff at a pawn shop to have money for other indulgences. Pop was a slang word for pawn, and there are references to a tailor's tools, spool of thread, a needle, which implies that a tailor pawned their stuff to get money for other things. Monkey was slang for 500 pounds, meaning the money received from the pawn shop was spent out drinking at the pub. At number 3, Old Mother Hubbard. Old Mother Hubbard went to the cupboard to get her poor doggy a bone. When she got there, the cupboard was bare, so the poor little doggy had none. Old Mother Hubbard is believed to be about Cardinal Wolsey, who was close to King Henry VIII, and a liaison between the Pope and the King, who was seeking the Pope's acceptance for his divorce from Catherine of Aragon so he could marry Anne Boleyn. The Pope did not grant the divorce, and this made the King very upset with the Cardinal. Old Mother Hubbard was, in fact, Cardinal Wolsey, and the cupboard was the Catholic Church. The doggy was King Henry, and the bone was a divorce. At number 2, Little Boy Blue. A little boy blue, come blow your horn. The sheep's in the window, the cow's in the corn. But where's the boy who looks after the sheep? He's under the haystack, fast asleep. Will you wake him? No, not I. For if I do, he's sure to cry. It seems Cardinal Wolsey, King Henry VIII's liaison to the Vatican, was a popular subject in nursery rhymes. Supposedly, the cardinal often wore blue, hence the little boy blue. And it seems the horn that is being spoken of refers not to the instrument, but his arrogance. And at number 1, Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Humpty Dumpty is in fact a cannon. Supposedly, when the cannon from the parliaments was fired during the English Civil War, it caused the wall to crumble and destroyed the cannon of the royalist in the process. So no one could put it back together again, and the royalist had to surrender. Click like, comment, and subscribe for more daily videos like these.